Sorry, no intro today. My computer decided to lap up or update and change everything. So, no intro. Oh, sorry, I picked stuff off the floor. I'm a little late. Sorry about being late. Hopefully everybody can hear me okay. Had an appointment this morning, so I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. I am, because I'm still sober. We'll wait a couple minutes, let people come in. Usually I would have a intro and all of that, but it updated on me 2 days ago, and I have not been on the laptop for a couple of days. So good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. This is an AA meeting, and it's not just for people that are alcoholics, because they may be coming in and being a support to my channel, or to learn a way to help family members or friends to possibly find their path to becoming sober. So please don't pass any judgment, don't harass anyone. That would be awesome, because it is a support for people with the real problem. But with that, it's for everyone. And I'm going to get the meeting going. Of course, I went live and the dog needs to chew on his bone. I'm Sandra, and I'm an alcoholic. Okay. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I put in the description what page we are on, what book we're reading, and all of that. Hello, sponsor dear of mine over on Facebook. Thank you for coming, even though I'm a little late. I had an appointment this morning, so I tried to get it done quickly, but you know how appointments can go. So, step 1. We admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. 2. Came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3. Made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. 4. Made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5. Admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6. We're entirely ready to have God remove all these defective characters. 7. Humbly asked Him to remove our shortcomings. 8. Made a list of all persons we had harmed and become willing to make amends to them all. 9. Made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10. Continued to take personal inventory, and when wrong, promptly admit it. 11. Sought through prayer and meditation to improve our contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. 12. Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Tradition 1. Our common welfare should come first. Personal recovery depends upon AA unity. 2. For our group purpose, there are but one ultimate authority, a loving God as he may express himself in our group conscience. Our leaders are but trusted servants, they do not govern. 3. The only requirement for AA membership is a desire to stop drinking. 4. Each group should be autonomous except in matters affecting other groups or AA as a whole. 5. Each group has but one primary purpose, to carry its message to the alcoholic who still suffers. 6. An AA group ought never endorse, finance, or lend the AA name to any related facility or outside enterprise, lest problems of money, property, and prestige divert us from our primary purpose. 7. Every AA group ought to be fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. Tradition 8. Alcoholics Anonymous should remain forever non-professional, but our service centers may employ special workers. 9. AA as such ought never be organized, but we may create service boards or committees directly responsible to those they serve. 10. Alcoholics Anonymous has no opinion on outside issues, hence the AA name ought never be drawn into public controversy. 11. AA public relation policy is based on attraction rather than promotion. We need always maintain personal anonymity and at the level of press, radio, and film. 12. Anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personalities. So I do put in the description what page we are on, but I know I already said it, but I'll remind you, because I always put it in the description on YouTube. Okay, we're on Tradition 4. I don't know how long this one is. Tradition 4. Each group should be autonomous except in matters affecting other groups or AA as a whole. Autonomy is a $10 word, but in relation to us, it means means very simply that every AA group can manage its affairs exactly as it pleases, except when AA as a whole is threatened. Comes now the same question raised in Tradition 1. Is such liberty foolishly dangerous? Lay down. Now. Go lay down. Now. It isn't such liberty foolishly dangerous. Over the years, every conceivable deviation from our 12 steps and traditions has been tried. That was sure to be, since we are so largely a band of ego-driven individualists, children of chaos. We have defiantly played with every brand of fire, only to emerge unharmed and, we think, wiser. These very deviations created a vast process of trial and error, which under the grace of God has brought us to where we stand today. When AA's traditions were first published in 1946, we had become sure that an AA group could stand almost any amount of battering, we saw that the group, exactly like the individual, must eventually conform to whatever tested principles would guarantee survival. We had discovered that there was perfect safety in the process of trial and error. So confident of this had we become that the original statement of AA tradition carried this significant sentence: any 2 or 3 alcoholics gathered together for sobriety may call themselves an AA group, provided that as a group they have no other affiliations. This meant, of course, that we had been given the courage to declare each AA group an individual entity, strictly reliant on its own conscience as a guide to action. In charting this enormous expanse of freedom, we found it necessary to post only 2 storm signals. A group ought not do anything which would greatly injure AA as a whole, nor ought it affiliate itself with anything or anybody else. Copper! Ah! No! Water! Come on! Just a minute. Close the door. Sorry about that. Crazy dog. Every time somebody comes in the apartment complex, he thinks he needs to bark. Okay. There would be real danger should we commence to call some groups wet, others dry, still others Republican or Communist, and yet others Catholic or Protestant. The AA group would have to stick to its course or be hopelessly lost. Sobriety had to be its sole objective. In all other respects, there was perfect freedom of will and action. Every group had the right to be wrong. When AA was still young, lots of eager groups were forming in a town we'll call Middleton. A real crackerjack had started up. The townspeople were as hot as firecrackers about it. Stargazing, the elders dreamed of innovations. They figured the town needed a great big alcoholic center, a kind of pilot plant AA group could duplicate everywhere. Beginning on the ground floor, there would be a club. In the second story, they would sober up drunk and hand them currency for their back debt. The third deck would house an educational project, quite non-controversial, of course. In imagination, the gleaming center was to go up several stories more, but 3 would do for a start. This would all take a lot of money. Other people's money, believe it or not. Wealthy town folks bought the idea. There were, though, a few conservative dissenters among the alcoholics. They wrote the foundation, AA's headquarters in New York, wanted to know about this sort of streamlining. Um, they understood that the elders, just to nail things down good, were about to apply to the foundation of a charter. These few were disturbed and skeptical. Of course, there was a promoter in the deal, a super promoter. By his eloquence, he allayed all fears, despite advice from the foundation that it could issue no charter and that ventures which mixed an AA group with medication and education had come to sticky ends elsewhere. To make things safer, the promoter organized 3 corporations and became president of them all. Freshly painted, the new center shone. The warmth of it all spread through the town. Soon things began to hum. To ensure foolproof continuous operation, 61 rules and regulations were adopted. But Alice, this bright scene was not long in darkening. Confusion replaced serenity. It was found that some drunks yearned for education, but doubted if they were alcoholic. The personality defect of character or defects of others could be cured, maybe with a loan. Some were club-minded, but it was just a question of taking care of a lonely heart. Sometimes the swarming applicants would go for all 3 floors. Some would start at the top and come through to the bottom, becoming club members. Others started in the club, pitched a bench, were hospitalized, then graduated to education on the 3rd floor. It was a beehive of activity, all right, but unlike a beehive, it was confusion compounded. An AA group as such simply couldn't handle this sort of project. All too late, that was discovered. Then came the inevitable explosion. Something like that day the boiler burst in Wembley Clabbered factory. A chilly choke damp of fear and frustration fell over the group. When they lifted, a wonderful thing had happened. The head promoter wrote the foundation office. He said he wished he'd paid some attention to AA experience. Then he did something else that was to become an AA classic. It all went on a little card about golf score size. The cover read, Middleton Group Number 1, Rule 62. Once the card was folded, a single pungent sentence leaped to the eye. Don't take yourself too damn seriously. Thus it was that under Tradition 4, really? Tradition 4, an AA group had exercised its rights to be wrong. Moreover, it had performed a great service for Alcoholics Anonymous, but it had become humbly willing to apply the lessons it learned. it had picked itself up with a laugh and gone on to better things. Even the chief architect standing in the ruins of his dream could laugh at himself. And that is the very acme of humility. That is the truth. If you take yourself too seriously, which I have been doing just the past couple weeks, my mind, I quit smoking. I'm working on week 3 right now, I think, week 4. I don't know, I'm trying to give up on counting. But I quit smoking, and that's even having a couple drags the other day, and I was like, no, I can't do that. I need to stop, just stop, And so I did. And it's getting easier. It truly is getting a lot easier. But, I'm trying to use the AA that I have used to keep me sober to help me to not pick up another cigarette. I don't have outside help because, you're lucky you're getting me here live. But, and that's the truth because I am a shy person. But I feel like doing this can help others who are like me that are like, well, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to look like a dum-dum. And truly you don't. Really you don't. I have gone in meetings and I've let everybody know that I was there and then I left because I felt like I needed to go to a meeting, but then I'd get there and I'd be like, I'm not having it tonight. And those nights are sometimes what I need to take off and go to a meeting and maybe see some people. But I also do these meetings, which helps me to stay sober as well. I have myself to hold myself accountable for my sobriety. I can't rely on anybody else to do that for me. And with being able to do that, I work myself through my struggles. I have anxiety and depression. I have all kinds of issues, and I'm on my meds for those to keep me from going crazy. And I learned that's what I had been doing, was trying to mask those issues in my life with the alcohol. But when I started the AA, it was like, this is not going to help. This is not going to keep me sober, and because I had already gone out once, and that was before I found the AA and learned the steps and learned the traditions, worked them every day, and remember that you cannot control anyone else but you. You cannot tell someone else, oh, you have to go to AA, because I tried that with my twin. And that's being serious. I really did try that with my twin, and my sponsor's like, you cannot nag her to go. And she told me to read, I don't even know what page it is, but she knows. She knows by heart what one it is. And so I finally read that and just read that part. I didn't have to read the whole book all at that time. Because when you look at the book, it does look overwhelming. But really it's not, and it helps a lot. And, but being able to be sober and being able to share it here and knowing that, yes, I need to protect other people's confidential information. And when I first started doing them, it was a struggle because I didn't realize that everybody's chat was going into the live video, which it doesn't do that now. So thank you for fixing that part, because it was confusing on knowing how to change that. Because I don't want that to be a way that others can harass you. And if they do, I'm very sorry. That's not my intentions. I've always said just subscribe and hit the bell so you can know when I'm going live, because I always put in the description if it's an AA meeting, I put it with my channel name, and then I do the slash exactly how it is right on the screen. If it has the AA at the end of it, that's what it is, an AA meeting. And I do have moderators who check it for me, and they try to help me to not miss those, because that's absolutely not my intention. I do them live on Facebook because I have friends and family and others that are on my Facebook, and being able to have the platforms right now that I have, and having the courage to share my story and share the gift that I was given and give it to others. I didn't come and do YouTube to make money. Absolutely not. I came to YouTube because it is an outlet for me to be able to share the things that I can share and not have to go from place to place to place to place to place. I am one of those people that once I get into a group, which I like the smaller groups, so once I get into the smaller group, I kind of like to stay in that small group, because then I get to know the people. I know I shouldn't be that way. I should be going to other meetings, but I am so shy that I really, if I don't have a clique, I don't feel comfortable. I'm sorry, that's just the way I am. I've always been that way. I've never had a lot of friends, but I do have friends. I don't see it every day, but I do miss you guys when I'm not live and when I'm not sharing videos. But AA, I always do live. I don't go here and not go live, because it's only fair for me to share my experience in AA with everyone, so that way they know that they're not alone, and let family members know that you can help them. You can help them. Sometimes that's what they need. I know when I first quit, I needed to admit to myself that I had a problem. And alcoholics, I always knew from being a kid that there was a possibility that I could become the alcoholic. And I fought it for a very long time. Then I hit my 30s, being completely open. I hit my 30s and I went downhill. And it's the way I know that AA works for me. I've seen it work for others who are still sober and still going and doing their journey on being completely alcohol free. I do not even use mouthwash with alcohol in it. I don't take cold medicine with alcohol in it. And if I'm eating something, it don't have alcohol in it. So, that's how big I am on my sobriety. It's everything, because I don't want to be that. And you have to not want to be that yourself. Somebody else can't tell you what to do, how to do it. You know, all anybody wants is for their friends and their family members to be safe. And, you know, not everybody can be, and not everybody gets it on the first try. You know? Sometimes it takes many, many tries. And I know it is hard to do. Yeah, he always wants the attention. Wow, 24 years with no cigarette. That is good. That's awesome. I hope I can make it that far. I know my sponsor quit smoking, I want to say 5 years ago. I don't know if she's able to answer me, but I think she might be able to. But the alcoholic groups, and I don't do it for money. That's just plain and simple. That's not me. My thing is I want to be sober, and I want to help others get sober and stay sober, or have a way to use it in their life of being free of things. You know, I have friends that get worried about the same things I do, and I know that I can reach out to them and say, hey, what do you think about this one? Does it work for you? And they answer me, excuse me? No, they're not here. No. Uh-uh. I'm gonna spray you. He doesn't like water bottles. He gets sprayed. He just gave me a dirty look, like, Mom, better not. So, like this says, I always point out the humility about it. Because when we go and start taking everything very, very seriously, it messes everything up. And you have to have a light heart about it. I mean, not light-hearted. You have to be just prepared to be able to laugh at stuff. You can't always take everything seriously. And I know I do that sometimes, more than I should. And I also worry about things more than I should. Always. And other people's opinions of me always matter. It shouldn't. And it gets in there, you know, and life happens, things happen. We can't change it. And right now I'm really worried about a family member of mine. Hold on, Facebook. Okay. It's a time like right now that you really need to think about when things happen. It's true sobriety, whether it's good or if it's bad. I'll have to call him later. or he's gonna call me. Just a second, Facebook. I told him to call me in an hour. It's hard for me to focus right now. I'm going through nicotine withdrawals and caffeine withdrawals because quit smoking program that I am on is the Chantix, and it made me not like to taste the coffee. So yeah, I'm Tradition for an AA group has exercised its right to be wrong. We have the right to be wrong. That also means we have the right to say, I realize I'm wrong and I need to apologize for arguing with you when I was wrong, you know? Being able to admit that. I still have a problem with that sometimes. With my husband, I do. It's like, no. And eventually we just like, whatever. It doesn't really matter. One of us is wrong, one of us is right. It's not worth arguing about. You know, so what do you do? Yeah, I'm really excited about other stuff. Where my husband and I are talking about our camping trips. Please. Yeah, I don't know exactly how many we're going to be able to go on. Might only be one trip. And that's the annual trip we take with our oldest son. So, and because we have Copper, he doesn't like fireworks. So, Copper especially, and he tries to hide on my head while I'm trying to sleep if we are home, which is in January. But yeah, so um, just remember there are groups that you can go to. There are people that are there and they will listen, even if it's a stranger. Believe me, I've talked to a few strangers and they became my best friends, you know? And I talk to strangers here and it's just something I want to give back. I want to give back being sober. Yeah, I know. A lot of us are like that. Yep, we have a switch. I have a switch too, as you can tell. It's really hard to like switch it on or switch it off. And then, you know, when you are in your own head, it's not good. Um, I've been sitting around like doing nothing because I've had so many things come up and I'm like taking everything very seriously. And I'm forgetting that, hey, you know, there's other things that other people are doing. And you have, you have to control yourself. You can't control anybody or anything. It's gonna happen. We have to say it is what it is. Can't change the past, you know. We only have the future. And today, we're sober right now. It's today. Sobriety today. All it took was a health beer and it was off. Totally off. No craving, and I'm not the worst type of ex-smoker either. Yeah, I need to stop saying stuff about my sister and her husband and the neighbors smoking around me because my only problem right now is it makes me feel icky. And it's hard for me, but my sister is being great on not smoking in her vehicle when she's got to take me somewhere. Um, my husband and I have never smoked in my car, so my car is completely smoke free, which is great. I did that kind of on purpose because my mom quit smoking years and years ago, and my dad quit smoking 28 or 29 years ago. So um, he has not smoked, and when he got in my car, he didn't say anything about smelling like cigarettes, which is great, which is what I wanted. For one of them to get in my car and realize there's no cigarette smell in my car. None. We have aired it out from all nicotine, even being on somebody's clothes. It's all out of there. Because that is like the worst smell to me right now. Yeah, alcohol can be a very big challenge. Very big challenge. I know it was for me, but now I can go around other people that are drinking and I just look at them like, okay, so you're going to have a drink, whatever. It's up to me to not, it's up to me to say, nope, I'm not doing that. And I've gotten to where I do that. Yep, that's exactly right. You wake up every morning and say thank you for another day. Yeah, yep. As you can tell, I'm not, you can see my living room. I changed my settings again. I didn't want to sit in my room in the dark. Yeah, I isolated for a while. I haven't been doing my Wednesday live streams. I just isolated myself, and I need to come out of it. Really do need to come out of my isolation. So my allergies are going crazy. But anyway, so yes, alcohol is very hard to quit. Smoking is even harder to quit. That's my opinion. Um, my husband quit drinking many, many years ago, and he quit smoking for a year, but he was chewing because he was doing both. And then he went back to smoking, and now he's just done. So I'm very proud of him for not smoking and all of his other accomplishments that he's done over our almost 27 years, or is it 28? I think it's, I think it's 27. And we got married in 2000. Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing to quit all of those things. And it's not easy for people to quit their I'm eating junk food. I keep saying I don't want any junk food, I don't want any junk food. But then the junk food is like, I have to. I need to. I need to stop taking the junk food. And I have to tell myself, no more. No more. Just stop. But I'm giving up a lot of stuff. I finally drank a Diet Coca-Cola. I'm not sponsored or affiliated by them, but I finally drank one. Or no, it was a Coke Zero. Yeah. And that was the first soda I had drank, full can of soda, that I had drank in 2 years. I think about 2 years. So, but then I quit smoking on these Chantix, and it lost my appetite for my coffee. So I've been no coffee, and it's not fun. I had to down 2 cups of coffee this morning, so I'm a little jittery. Oh man, I can't win for losing. No, it's all right. Living a new life, Giving up your habits is hard, really, really hard. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do, is give up my habits. I want to get back in shape, back down, down. I want to get back down to at least 170. That's a little over, and that's like 100. No, it's less than 100 pounds. But I'm definitely going to get back to walking. I have to do something. I can't keep sitting here. But that's enough of me babbling. Thank you for coming to the AA meeting. It's been great having you guys here. And I don't think I'm going to do daily reflection today. But if you have the app, read your daily reflection. It usually lines up well with what your day's going through. So, but anyways, I love you guys, and I will see you guys on the next one. Let's say our serenity prayer and have a good day. After a winter of Oh yeah. That did a lot of stuff for everybody. That's why I got fatter. You couldn't go anywhere. Couldn't do anything. But anyways, I will go ahead and close out with the Serenity Prayer. And I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Wow. That's amazing. Moving can do those things, though. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Keep coming back. It works if you work it. I love you guys. Bye. Be safe out there and be kind to each other.